Right then. It's Christmas for Kenny. Yeah. My Amazon order came in. The rest of it. And my heater's sitting out there. I didn't eat my lunch today, so we'll eat it now. The delivery driver was smart. He dropped it off right by door number 2 on the garage. Right where I wanted. And I didn't put any notes in for him to do that. Smart boy. Egg salad sandwich. Yep. Yum, yum. So, as soon as I finish this, we'll go out there, we'll drag it into bay number 2, where there's room. We'll open it up. We'll somewhat put it together. I bought 5 gallons of fuel. And we'll see what it does. Now, diesel fuel is not cheap. It used to be. You used to get that stuff for $1.14 a gallon. Gas was always more expensive. At one point, I was entertaining the idea, this was years ago, of getting a diesel truck instead of a gas truck because you pay $1 something for fuel. It's flip-flopped. $3.14 a gallon, something like that. So I got 5 gallons, a 5-gallon can. The unit holds 6 gallons. It burns a 6-gallon tank in a 10-hour period. I was reading the specs this morning. On kerosene, it'll burn longer, but not by much. On kerosene, they say there's more fumes with it. And I think kerosene is more expensive than diesel. So that's pointless. So I'm sitting here with my 5th grade math skills, thinking in my head, first thought I had was, oh shit, this is going to be expensive to run. Because theoretically, if I'm out in the shop on a Saturday and I'm out there for 10 hours, I'm going to go through a whole tank of fuel. And that's came out to $18 for 5 gallons. I think that's more expensive than propane. Probably more expensive than electricity as well. But I forgot. That furnace isn't going to run all the time. Once the building gets to temperature initially, it's going to be well insulated. It's going to hold its heat really well. I'll be lucky if that furnace cycles on maybe 5 times in a day, runs for 15 minutes, and shuts down. I don't know for sure how it works, but we'll see. But I'm home early. It's just now rolling 4 o'clock. So let's go out to the shop and let's open this thing up. Yeah, I ordered another diffuser, oil diffuser, because I like them. Another motion activated sprinkler, to put down here on the back side in case I start getting bears hanging around. I found a metal cat litter scoop. Plastic ones just break. Bought some boner pills and some of my cholesterol medicine. Yeah. So that completes my Amazon order. Yep. Next week sometime, I think my tobacco order is going to come in. So that'll be cool. Hold on a second here. This is exciting, guys and gals. Kenny got a new expensive toy. It doesn't happen very often. Yeah, I just bought Thunder Tank, but I can't use Thunder Tank, so every now and then I just go out and fire it up just to keep it running, you know. Eventually, that will be an exciting toy, as will Thunder Toad. But, all right, let's do the grand reveal, the box opening. Look at that big box sitting there. That's what he said. So, first thing I can see is it's well packaged and well protected. Yep, good corner bracing. But that's what that thing looks like. Yep. Fully assembled, dual fuel, number 2 diesel or kerosene. Yep. Sweet. All right. Let's find a place for you. Let's go turn some lights on. Oh, I gotta make a correction on one of my vlogs this morning. Scrunchy corrected me on this. We actually do get paid 3 times this month. The first one, this is just temporary while I'm out here working. The first one was right away in the beginning of this month. The middle one is coming up, and then we got one more pay period at the end of the month. So, I don't know, it just seems, it doesn't seem like it's any different or anything advantageous. So this thing weighs 85 pounds. Let's get a scissors. Must be in the shop here somewhere. I don't see it. So we'll use a razor knife. If it wasn't so windy today, I would have a fire tonight because I got a lot of garbage to burn up. Oh, 95 pounds. right off the bat, well packaged. Might as well show you, in case anybody will be watching this, to see how a Sunfire heater arrives at your place. Yep, so there it is. Nice. The owner's manual is zip tied to the unit. Now, there's the thermostat wire in there. There's a nice big thank you card. Looks nice. Something from Wisconsin. Lots of stuff to burn. All right, what's the best way to do this? I'm thinking I'll just cut open one side of the box and make a door out of it. That. That's what that bad boy looks like. I don't know if this is strong enough to pull. Nope. All right. Now it has a handle on it with a Velcro retaining strap. That's a nice touch. Then this folds up. There's a pin right here that you pull and it locks in place. And now you can roll it around. This will come handy. So I'll sandford this. Use that for something. So that's what you do. You roll it around. All right. So I always like to, sometimes the stickers aren't always applied all the way. So I like to go over it and mash all the stickers down. There. All right. Now, the head on this thing is positionable slightly. You can tip it up or tip it down, I guess. So you loosen these wing bolts here. And it goes like this. So you can kind of direct it up or direct it down. I'm going to direct it down because I really want it to heat the floor. Concrete is very cold. So I want it to heat the floor. All right, let's do a walk around. So we have those adjusting knobs I was talking about. Here's our fuel tank down here. Fuel lines are right here. Here's the dashboard, essentially, down here. I'll take you out of the holder, it might be easier. So we got a run light, I take it. There's a fuse here, and this is the plug for the thermostat when it comes time to hook that up. Short little cord. They're telling you to, they do that so that you're not rolling over the cord when you're moving it around, but they want you to use an extension cord. But I'm going to try to position this on this back wall right there in the center of bay number 1, and I'll have an outlet down low at that height so it plugs right in, and then I'll fold this handle down, and that's where it'll live for the rest of its days, unless I got to pull it out to service it. Every now and then you got to service it. The fucking things, they went out already. Oh, I hate these cigars ever since they changed them. Here's the fuel tank in here. It's got a gauge on it. Anything that runs on diesel, you got to run a filter on it because it's dirty fuel. So that's your fuel filter. Yep. Here's the primer switch. So the first thing I do after I put fuel in this and power it up is I need to run that primer pump to get the fuel up to the injector. Fucking shit. All right, so let's get some fuel. Brand new can. Ugh. I got a feeling this is going to make a mess. All the new gas cans come with anti-spill stuff on them. Anti-spill nozzles, which make it really hard to operate. So I'll be fighting with that, I'm sure. I'm going to peel this sticker off. This heater has been fired and tested for certified quality and performance. Nice. So that means there might be some fuel in there. Actually, no, there isn't. Otherwise, that clear line would have fuel in it. I don't see any. Interesting. All right, I'll put you back in the stand. Oh, the kit also comes with an extra nozzle, injector nozzle, because that's the one maintenance thing you got to do on this thing. If you use it regularly, it will that injector will get plugged up eventually, and then the thing will burn rich, a lot of smoke, and you have to change the injecting nozzle in there. And I learned how to do that watching a YouTube video. So all right, let's see if we can get some juice in this thing and get it to run. I love the smell of diesel. Yep. Good stuff. All right. So, I don't anticipate this is going to go very well. This is how the fuel gauge works. This float goes up and down, and you'll see the needle moves. See that? It's at an angle though. It's not straight up and down. So I don't think it's going to give a very accurate reading of the actual fuel level. But we'll see. So this is supposedly spill proof, meaning I can tip it and nothing should come out. Yep. Yep. All right. Oh, I don't remember how this works. I'm gonna squeeze this thing, push down. That's it. So I'm pretty sure this will take, since it's a 6-gallon tank, and this is a 5-gallon can, it'll take every bit of juice I got in here. I guess I don't mind the anti-spill valve on this tank, on this can, because it's pretty easy to use, and it has a lip on it that allows me to rest the heavy can on the lip of the fill nozzle on the tank, and I'm just holding it with my knee and letting it do its thing. Remember what I said, diesel fuel is not flammable. I could throw a match in this tank right now and nothing would happen. So if I do spill some, it's not a fire hazard in any way. It's just going to make the garage smell really good. Guess there's no returning it now. There's a full tank of fuel in it. Well, it's made in Wisconsin. All the parts in it are made in Wisconsin. It's made by Wisconsin boys. It's gonna run. It's gonna run good. I have 100% confidence in this thing. Go. Full tank of juice. All right, let's see what the fuel gauge says. Yeah, so it's giving me, with a 5-gallon can, it's showing about 3/4 full. Yeah, so. All right. Now, we hook up power to the unit. We're hot. Back a little bit so you can see it. And now we got to prime it. Now it was run at the factory, so you'd think they'd leave enough fuel in there, but I guess they can't, probably can't ship it with fuel in it, so they dump it out. I don't know. But we got to prime it. And one of my questions to the factory was, once this unit is primed, do I have to keep priming it to use it? I think I talked about that already. Because that would be a pain in the ass to come out in the shop, have to prime this thing every time, just to turn it on. That defeats the purpose of the automatic thermostat that I wanted. All right, so here's a primer switch. we're going to hear a pump run. It's going to be loud until the system is full of fuel. And we're going to watch this clear line down here, and we'll see the fuel coming through that. So here we go. That's taking longer than normal. Maybe it's primed already. Yeah. All right, so I'm seeing air bubbles in the line, but I do see liquid in the line. But it says that that pump quiets up once it's primed. So I'm gonna run it a little longer. I don't see any movement. So I guess we fire it and see what happens. All right, to fire it, we just turn the power on. It says to hold that primer switch for approximately 60 to 90 seconds. When fully primed, the pump will become quiet. The heater is now ready to start. See? So that didn't get quiet. There we go. There we go. Patience is a virtue, Kitty. All right. There was some air in that stuff because the line is all cloudy, but you definitely heard the change in sound. So then, when it's primed, you turn the on-off switch, and there'll be a delay. I hear the igniter going. The fan goes, and it should fire. Oh, look at that. So we got some black smoke. They said that would be normal. There's a little bit of fumes. You see that puff of black smoke? That's normal on startup. But I'm in the whoa, the heat wave coming off the top of this thing, and no exhaust smell at all. And it's throwing out some heat. A lot of the heat is coming up instead of out. I can barely hold my hand here, but I can hold it here. So one of the things they touted about this was it was a lot quieter. I'm going to warm the hiney. A lot quieter than a salamander heater or a torpedo heater. And they're right. That is pretty quiet, considering that's a jet engine, pretty much. Yeah. Oh, it's kicking off some heat. Now it's she's heating up. Yeah, I can't stand in front of that. And it's getting warmer. I'm backed off here about, oh, I don't know, 4 feet away from the unit right now. And we're having roasted weenies for supper. It's getting toasty. So, there's a spec sheet that shows how much this thing consumes in fuel per hour or per minute or whatever. Let's warm the backside. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. But it's going to have its own designated spot on the wall with nothing in front of it. Because I don't think it would take long and something would combust sitting in front of this thing. Yeah. No fumes. Except whenever you got a new heating appliance, there's always a cook-off process because there's manufacturing oils in the metals and stuff like that. And I'm smelling a little bit of that hot metal, but I'm not smelling any smell of diesel or kerosene burning or anything like that. You can see the smoke coming off the top from the oils cooking off. This is the cat's ass. See the smoke on the very top? Yep. That's the manufacturing oils in the metals. So not only is it throwing the heat out the front, but it's radiating heat off the top and off the shield. I'm very happy with it. Now, the one thing I didn't figure out is how do you shut it off? It's not an on-off switch, I don't think. Oh yeah, it is. So it's going to have a cool down period where the fan runs. There's that amber light letting you know there's power to the unit. Now you get a little whiff of, yeah, there's a little whiff of fuel, burnt fuel. They didn't talk about that. It's not enough, I don't think. Yeah, now it's gone. It's not enough, I think, to cause a problem. You know, like stinking up your whole shop to the point where you'll get a headache or lightheaded. They did CO2 emission, carbon monoxide emission testing on these units, and it produces 0. Yep. So it's going through its cool down process right now. Imagine if I turn it back on. Let's do that. To simulate a thermostat. So I turned it back on. That cool down fan went off. You can hear the pump running. That's the fuel pump pressurizing the system. Now the blower fan came on. You'll hear the igniter going. There it is. So that's how it's going to operate on a thermostat. Yep. Yep. Yeah. I got 12-foot ceilings in here. And once the ceilings and the walls are all insulated, this thing's going to do an awesome job. Not only that, I'll put a ceiling fan up in the center of the bay because the heat rises and cold air sinks. And I'll have a fan up there to circulate the heat and bring the heat down, and that'll make this thing run even less. Yep. And I'm probably going to use like, oh, these are, what are these, 2x4 walls? Yeah, they're 2x4 walls, so I'll probably use like R14 insulation, and I'll probably put the header stringers are 2x6s, so I'll probably put R22 insulation, bat insulation on the top, on the ceiling, because that's where you lose most of your heat, is through the ceiling. Insulate it really good on the ceiling, R14 in the walls, and I don't think this thing will run much. Once it gets the bay up to temperature, I think the insulation will hold that temperature pretty good, and this thing will cycle off and on maybe every 30 minutes or maybe even 45, I don't know. And it won't run very long because the ceiling fan will be bringing the hot air down into the workspace and satisfying the thermostat that's on the wall. Yeah, so I got high hopes for this. Yeah, like I said, it was the only solution that I could think of that wasn't going to eat me out of house and home for fuel. Yeah. Yep. Well, I suppose it doesn't do any good to heat the great outdoors, so we'll shut her down. And we'll see how long this shutdown process is with the fan. See, there it's smoked a little bit, and I can smell it. If it's going to do that every time, that's something that they don't tell you in the videos or anything like that. But as often as this thing is going to run, which I'm hoping is not very frequently, I can put up with a little smell like that. Plus, I like it. Yeah. Yep. And I'll be okay with it. And it's definitely not enough. It's already gone. The fan has already dissipated it, plus the wind outside. I still smell the hot metal smell, but that's going to be there for a while until it all cooks off. I don't anticipate any medical problems, you know, like headaches or lightheadedness or burning eyes or a sore throat like you'd get with one of those salamander or torpedo heaters. Those things are brutal. Yeah. Yep. So I'm just curious how long the cool down fan's going to run. And then we will roll it out of the way for now. Tuck it on the back wall over there for now. And Kenny is $1,700 something lighter in the pocket. Ouch. But I think it's going to be worth it. Here's that washing machine and dryer. Look at this. That's all nicotine stains. Yep. Yep, there's still some residue in the drum from the papers that she put in there as a storage device. Look at that. Scrunchy's got her work cut out for her on that. But these are new. Yeah. Steam feature on here. I'm sure this thing has, the dryer has steam. Oh, that's the washer. Yeah, this is the washer. This is the dryer. So the dryer has steam function on it. Yeah, I didn't even open up the door to see what she was storing in there. I'm curious. Yeah, right? So And that cool down fan goes for quite a while. Now, here's the other project I'm working on is the transfer pump that I'm going to use to pump marine RV antifreeze through the whole trailer. So I built this last night. I just needed to get some bolts from work so I can bolt the pump to the base. But I got a nice carry handle here. The thing's pretty heavy. And I can use that to carry it around. When I'm done using it to pump down the trailer, or to pump the trailer full of fluid, I also could use that setup right there for a sprinkler system for the house here to water the lawn using lake water. I just take the pickup line, which is right here, run a hose, a large diameter hose, into the lake, and I can suck up lake water and use free water to water my lawn, should I so desire. So that's another project I started working on last night until I realized I need a couple bolts. I can't find my bolts. They're buried in that pile right there, all my shop stuff. So yeah, told Squatch, like I said, we're gonna have to build this wall, this dividing wall. We're gonna have to build it by hand, one stud at a time. So if you sight down this line right here to the divider between bay 1 and bay 2, the wall is going to go right up the center of that opening. And we're going to have to move. All right, so that cool down fan just shut off. So that's about 3 minutes or so, 5 minutes maybe. We're going to have to build this wall by hand. Sometimes you build a wall, you assemble the wall on the floor and then you stand it up. I can't because of the overhead doors, and I just don't have room in here, so we're gonna do it the old-fashioned way. So that's that. All right. Our yellow light stays on all the time it's plugged in, I'm assuming, indicating it has power. I guess if the unit fails to start, there's a reset button here to reset the electronics. But that's all there is to it. So then we just unplug it and we can roll it out of the way for now. It's a little heavier with fuel in it. There we go. Doesn't take up much space from the wall, so that'll be a good thing. Yeah. Loving it. All right, that's all I got for now. So I'm going to shut her down. I saw Scrunchy's tried to call a couple of times. I'll talk to her for a little bit. Wait till you see the genius idea I have to blow all the pine needles off that roof. Stay tuned for that one. You're going to like it. I'm going to use my leaf blower to do it, but I'm not getting up on a ladder. You're going to like that genius move. Yep. I'll do the garage. How much is on the garage? Quite a bit. In the gutters, up near the top. So, yeah. Stay tuned for that one. Pure genius idea I had. All right, talk to you soon.